Test. Can you hear me? Test, test, test.
And now I saw the elevator.
Test, test, test.
Hi, Frank, we can hear you. I said, they could have questions, look at West-MEC. And now I saw the elevator.
Test, test, test.
Hi, Frank, we can hear you.
Singing the national anthem, is that what we're waiting for?
No, no, but we can hear Frank. I'm hoping he can hear us. They could have questions, look at West-MEC.
Just log in real quick here again.
Test, test, test.
Sound like it's a long national Frank. We can hear you. If you can,
You're in your bunker.
first blood. He's in the bunker again. True first blood. Hopefully, the microphone's working and your speaker is working.
Yeah, I heard you guys a couple of times.
Okay, I think
I heard Darren.
Meeting. Going to meeting. Okay. This is my drive.
Supposed to get cool.
Good afternoon. Welcome to West-MEC Governing Board Regular Board Meeting. And to start off with Pledge of Allegiance and moment of silence, I'd like to call up Mr. Darren Sobey, our IT coordinator. I'd like to ask that we keep our veterans and active military in our prayers.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay. Next item on the agenda is a motion to adopt the agenda as presented. Do I have a motion? And a second,
Second.
Linda. All right, all the question?
I'm a yes.
Yes. Oh, wait, Barbara. Change the screen. Share the results.
You waiting for?
It's still verbal. If
I'm a yes.
Thanks, Frank. Okay, motion passes. All right. I'm gonna to the next item on the agenda, summary of current events. We'll start with Superintendent Dr. Scott Spurgeon.
Thank you, Chairman Ramirez. Since we last met, we had a couple of items on the ballot for approval and both of them passed. So congratulations to all of us. Want to thank the board specifically for all your hard work and efforts and conversations and showing up and being present, and our staff and our communities and our business and industry. Just was a great, pretty tough week last week. Didn't get much sleep, but we pulled it out, and very happy about the work that we're gonna be able to accomplish here at West-MEC. So thank you to everyone involved for all the great work that went into making those both pass. So since last we met, we had the Career Academy ribbon cutting ceremony. Thanks to everyone that was able to turn out there. Had a great show. And then not too long ago, we had our topping off ceremony, the beam we got to sign for the Southeast campus. I thought that was a great opportunity for us to see the great things happening at our Southeast campus. And then we had several tours. I had a chance to meet with Dr. Corson, the interim superintendent of Paradise Valley. Began talking with him about our potential project there in Paradise Valley. We had tours from Spokane, Washington, Phoenix Union, Cherry Creek, Colorado, Boise, Idaho, Maricopa, Arizona. A group from Nevada came, a group from Pasadena, California came. So over a period of about 10 or 11 days, we had all those groups in periodically to take a look at our facilities, looking to either build and or modify their own facilities in their own district. So
What's drawing this interest from
just
all over like that to here?
the architects and the folks that are out really talking about, if you're looking to build a facility, you need to come see us. So the reputation is out there of being able to see the facilities. And if you're looking to start, because now we have a couple of different options. We have the standalone, but also have the Career Academy model now, whereas there's interest in both of those different models. So it's a great place to come and see some just great facilities and really to feel the culture.
See it.
Yeah.
So
How about-
their interest is both the physical structures as well as the programs.
Exactly, both of them. And when they take tours at our facilities, our administrators and staff and students do just a phenomenal job of really setting the culture and the climate and it's not just the facilities. It's not just the programmatic pieces that go into it. It's the culture. It's what's happening inside those classrooms and the structure that West-MEC does such a great job at. And so there's lots of things. And we share everything that we do at West-MEC. We're an open book. And so if we have a process that they're interested in doing, we're happy to send that to them or walk them through that. It just gives everybody a chance. It's nice not to have to recreate the wheel. Our process is
Yeah, Phoenix Union.
yeah, Phoenix Union came and they came to our Southwest campus and just wanted to kind of see the facilities, check out the programming, look at very specific programs. I don't know if they're looking to maybe eventually build something or add some additional programs to their facilities, but they wanted to come and see something pretty specific. So we took them through probably about 7 or 8 programs they wanted to see. So yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was good. So let's see, then we had a group called A4LE, their Learningscapes Conference was here in Phoenix, and there were probably 100 plus individuals that came to several of our campuses, and there were architects, engineers, those kinds of folks that came in to see the design, which I thought was really fantastic. And so yeah. So we had a lot of great groups there. I had a construction meeting. We're looking to add some additional parking spaces at Career Academy because we can't add programs if we don't have more spaces. So we've been working with their leadership team. There's several options we have available to be able to accommodate the number of students that we want to put on that site. So that's going very, very well. So very positive about that. We're working on our response. You all have probably received the Auditor General's Report 1 and Report 2. There's a 6-month follow-up that's coming up. So we got to submit the response to that progress. And then I know Mr. French is going to provide an update to the board as well once we get that report done. So the board is always kept abreast of the progress that we're making towards the Auditor General's report coming up here pretty soon. We also met with EMCC. Their lease at the Southwest campus is up in December. And I believe they're looking to extend that just for a little while. And there's a couple options for them there. So we've been working with them to see if they would extend that at least through this year and or if they want to extend it through the next year. So we'll have some more information about that as we get that nailed down. So just want to bring you up to date on the next steps of the bond. So we have 3 projects that have phase 2 in them. So we have the Northeast campus, we have the Southeast campus, we have the Career Academy at Alba Fria. So the next 3 things that you'll see as those are coming in, we want to keep the same architects, the same construction folks. So you'll see the architectural services and the GMP, which is the guaranteed maximum price. So if you hear that acronym, those 3 will be coming. In December, you're probably going to see the architect selection for the North and South Peoria campuses, because we got to get all that pretty quickly. And then just following that, you'll probably see the selection of the CMAR, which if you've heard that acronym before, it's the construction folks to be able to do the North Peoria and the South Peoria campus. So the way it's going to roll out, Southeast Campus Phase 1 will be opening in August of 26 with 6 new programs. Then in 27, we hope to turn out second phase of Northeast Campus, second phase at Agua Fria, and depending on the timeline of Southeast Campus, at least some programs in Southeast Campus in 27. And then the South Peoria and North Peoria campus is coming out in 28.
You're gonna keep it all straight.
Keep it all straight, I can promise you. Matt Heath and the rest of us, we're gonna keep it all straight. That right, Mr. Heath? Got it. He's done a phenomenal job with the 4 projects we have right now. I could stand up great things about his ability to stay on top of things and really communicate our expectations really well. Because there's a level of West-MEC excellence that people need to know, understand, and our construction folks and our architects know and understand that we expect the best.
Very good.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Dr. Spurgeon. Okay, well, we'll start with the governing board. Mr. Science, would you like to get us started?
Well, besides the ribbon cutting, what do you do in your spare time?
I didn't sleep much last week.
Yes.
I'm always impressed with our facilities. We had a tour at the Northeast Campus, some of our LD members. The administration out there, I think, has done a great job. I'm always impressed with the facility and the students.
Excellent.
Ms. Wiley, or one of you was asking earlier about what the interest is, the facilities, the programs. But what we really do for folks is we open their eyes to opportunities they didn't know existed. Because if you can see it, you can be it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm just, but from other cities, you know, states coming in to look at it, to me, it's gotta be they hear something about it to come. So I can see why it would be the buildings and the programs.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
And our partnership model is, we do all of our things pretty well.
Really very interesting. The Northeast Campus is going to be expanding a few of the programs because the diesel moved out to Agua Fria and we have that area. So it's gonna be just takes time and money.
It does. And we're gonna probably do less at the Northeast Campus than we anticipated because I don't want to state the Northeast Campus is landlocked, so we're only gonna be able to add maybe 1 or 2 programs because of parking there. And so I'm not gonna spend the extra money to do some rearranging of the offices and move some things around. I'm not gonna spend money on non-learning spaces, other than a little bit of money to expand their student learning or their student commons area. Because all the students in those 2 buildings are serviced by that one small little student commons area. So we're gonna take a little bit of the medium heavy diesel space, but leave the rest of it there. And then that airplane hangar that's empty in the back, we'll double deck that out. One space will be for community, CTO competitions, faculty, and then medical assistant will go from downstairs to upstairs. And then we'll add IT security up there on the second deck as well. So it's most of our money's gonna be spent on learning.
How about the clean room? Is that,
It'll be up and operational in January. Yes, and it's okay that it's not right now because the students wouldn't have been to that part of the curriculum until then anyway, so,
it's gonna be in the southeast and the northeast, right?
yes, correct.
Mr. Molina?
I will wait to see it.
Just participating in the open house, at Agua Fria, or not open house, but the ribbon cutting. And also, signed my name to the beam at the Southeast Campus. It was really, I really enjoyed going there and watching the trades working, because like I typically do, I get to where I'm going early. It's just my nature. I was there an hour early and I was watching the masons laying brick. And it doesn't look like they're moving very quick. You turn around and they've laid 3 courses in a matter of minutes. And just, I like working with my hands, and when I see somebody that's doing it as efficiently and as well as they do, that's gratifying to see. So that's it.
Awesome. Thanks, Mr. Molina. Ms. Boozle, welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah. You'd like to share
Didn't
that?
say.
Nothing to say this time? Okay. Yes.
Did you save me a piece of beef?
Yeah. Welcome back. Ms. Wiley?
I went to the ribbon cutting, I went to a few speeches. Dr. Spurgeon scheduled a few of them. I helped get the bond passed. Other than that,
It did. Thank you. So good to see you.
Oh, we had an interesting event happen since our last meeting. Megan and we escorted Amazon, the GSOC around one of our campuses in Verado. And they were very impressed. So they're one of our neighbors. They're tied into that cybersecurity world. And they looked at our cyber rooms. They were impressed. Had a lot of great questions, walking around the robotics room. Always love going to the campus down there, but it was really, really good. So we're gonna next tour their campus real soon. And that's gonna be interesting to really help us build out those programs. So hopefully they become a partner, and that's the intent.
Right.
Yeah,
Thank you.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm into that cybersecurity room. Was there for the was it the Arizona Department of Defense or something like that? I
Homeland
forgot.
Security.
Homeland Security. Yes, Homeland Security. Yeah, that was very impressive. So I can
Cool.
imagine Amazon being impressed by that too.
Yeah, they were ecstatic.
Yeah.
It's good.
Chairman Ramirez, real quick, Ms.
Yeah.
Newsom, if you'd like to sign the beam, the gentleman that oversees the project said if anybody else wants to sign it, they have a lift, they can take people up if you want to sign the beam.
Okay.
Remember when you go down, I wasn't there for that either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go down with you.
You get to sign it if you want to do that, just we can figure out a day. If
Okay.
I feel like it.
Okay.
Oh, and a big boom and send you up.
I want to on that right. Yeah. Well, I was also at the yes. Oh, yeah, that's right. Mr. Straka. Would you like to add anything?
I also was at the beam signing, nothing really else to add. I just do want to thank everybody on staff for all their hard work on the bond election.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah, I was at the ribbon cutting at Agua Fria, and it was I was very impressed, and I heard a lot of oohs and ahs, from the big kids, the adults, the people involved in the project. And I think the vice mayor was there too. And I mean, if I was impressed by what I saw there, the building, the equipment, I can't imagine the students also being, not being moved by what they saw. It was like, I felt very proud just walking the campus and seeing what was accomplished, and it just to think of basic, not just that campus, but now Southeast campus, like the hundreds, thousands of kids that are gonna go through there and get those certifications and get a high quality, career technical education. So it was very impressive to see. So I'm happy to have been there. And just also very thankful for all the hard work from Dr. Spurgeon, the administration, on getting both of those bonds passed, and getting the updates from you on the number of ballots and the percentages and the math, and like, we're getting there, we're good. So just definitely very happy with the news. So that's pretty much it.
One of the things that I thought was really a good move on at the ribbon cutting was that actually two students. were the
Oh,
ones that
yeah.
cut. And
Yeah,
I think, my perspective, I think it would be a good idea if we did that at all of our ribbon cutting. Because we want to make sure that people realize that we're putting students first.
yes,
And
absolutely.
that's what we want to do. And I think that just kind of shows, it's
Yeah.
the graphic image of doing that.
Yeah, that was really good.
One of
Yes.
the things that grieves me a little bit is walking onto the campuses and noting how many people we can't accommodate just because of space. And the need for the different graduates coming out of the programs, and we can't produce it fast enough.
We're working on it.
One of the stats that I gave when I was out giving presentations, don't mean to prolong this, but every year West-MEC puts out between 17 and 1,800 completers, either first year or second year completers with a high value credential. When the projects are complete, we'll double in size, so we'll be probably over 6,000 students. So instead of producing 17 or 1,800, you're talking probably more like 4,000 a year.
Yep.
And over the life of 15 years of paying that bond down, that's 60,000 workforce professionals. And for paying $55.90 a year over the life of that loan, I'm gonna pay about $800 over 15 years for almost 60,000 workforce professionals. It's a pretty good bang for the buck.
It is, yeah. First thing that came to mind is like, man, how many hands am I gonna have to shake at the graduation ceremony? Already said
We'll be sitting like this.
Yes. Hand bumps, working out the hand, yeah. Okay. All right, moving on to the next item on the agenda. Public participation and call to the public. Do we have anyone on the list from the public? No? Okay. Second call to the public. You're not, third call? No? Okay. Hearing none, we'll move on to the next item on the agenda. And that is recognitions and celebrations. Yes, Mr. Jared Guy. Jared, Assistant Superintendent for Teaching and Learning.
Good evening, Chairman Ramirez, members of the board, Dr. Spurgeon. I'm honored to be up here tonight to kick off our celebrations with honoring those that have served. Veterans Day offers us an opportunity to really highlight and recognize all those that have served in the armed forces and served our country and support everything that we do. And so we want to recognize all of we're fortunate to have several West-MEC staff members, as you can see here, that are veterans and that we have on staff and, terrific staff members, of course, and contribute in multiple ways to West-MEC on our campuses and throughout our district. So I won't read all of those names here, but we do have several of them here tonight, as well as some of our board members here. So I'd like to ask all of you that are here, please stand, and any veterans in the audience to please stand and be recognized. Yeah, West-MEC, we greatly appreciate your service, all that you've sacrificed for our country. So again, it's just a great week. As always, we recognize our veterans, but this week and with Veterans Day, it's just a great reminder to celebrate that sacrifice. So thank you on behalf of all of us. That I think I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Johnson.
Yeah, that's our last.
Chairman Ramirez, Governing Board, Dr. Spurgeon. Excited to be up here for a second straight month to be able to talk about one of my amazing teachers. So thank you for that opportunity. Tonight, Mr. Pryor was not able to make it tonight, but to be able to recognize him. So instead of having this Governing Board meeting go to 9 o'clock, me talking about all the amazing things of Mr. Pryor and the great things he does, I am going to read an email that we received that really leads this recognition. This comes from Pueblo. It's one of our industry partners, and Mr. Pryor is our HVAC instructor. He's worked in the district for 3 years. Good morning, Mike. Just wanted to share something with you. We have a 4-year apprenticeship program here. When the students enroll, they take a placement test. Your students consistently score higher than the rest of our companies nationwide. In fact, the 2 highest scores are from previous students. Most are testing higher than 2 or 3-year techs who are entering the program. Not only are their test scores high, but their professionalism is excellent. And I frequently get positive feedback from customers, the office, and fellow techs. You're doing a great job preparing them for their career, and West-MEC's program is the gold standard across the country. Thanks for letting us be part of it. So just wanted to share that with you, what Mr. Pryor does every day in his leadership, just like last month with Mr. Navarrete, under the leadership of Mr. Spornick and Mrs. Casillas at the Northeast campus. Over the last few years, these great things are happening. So just wanted to be able to share that and celebrate Mr. Pryor and the good things that are going. And on a side note, thank you as the ribbon cutting. Thank you for allowing those students. It completely made their day. And I still hear from them every day how grateful they are to be part of that. So thank you for this.
Oh.
Thank you.
Mr. Spurgeon.
So one of the things we're gonna do next year is the HVAC program is a year-long program. So we're gonna take it to a 2-year program on the Agua Fria campus and add commercial refrigeration. And 2 days later, we got a note from Dover Refrigeration. They're all in with us. And so, and then next year, the Northeast campus ones will go to a 2-year program. So we don't end up skipping a year of turning out technicians. But this has just been, right now we're almost at 50 applications for our HVAC program at the Agua Fria campus.
One of my great nephews is in it, and he absolutely loves it.
Just
Yes, loves it. And his brother is a Navy SEAL. They decided at 15 or 16 years old, these 2 kids, what they wanted to be. I just think that's wonderful. Great.
What do we currently have the equipment for the commercial side?
I don't know, Mr. Johnson? The question was, do we have the equipment for the commercial side? We'll go to refrigeration. We have some, I think Northeast campus has more than we have at Agua Fria.
Yeah, so we're working with industry, working on some
potential opportunities, get some stuff donated and everything for that program currently.
And typically the way it works for West-MEC is when someone wants to be a partner with us, like for an example, if Kubota comes in, they would like to be a partner of West-MEC, what they'll say is, can you teach your students to work on our equipment? And we say, well, of course, what can you give us to help?
Yeah.
And they just bring, am I right, Mike? They just bring it in. So if there are certain aspects or certain kinds of products or model numbers, then they donate that equipment. Like when we met with Empire Cat, you know, we don't have any yellow steel in the medium heavy diesel space, so they're gonna have to donate us some Caterpillar equipment for us to be able to train our students to be able to help them out.
Great process.
Works well too.
Yeah. Ms. Holly Medina.
Dr. Spurgeon, I'm more than willing to store Kubota tractors at my house.
What a sacrifice.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate your help.
Ms. Medina.
Good evening, Chairman Ramirez, members of the board. I'd like to introduce to you Lillian Castrovinci. She's our employee of the month. So a little background on Lillian. Lillian is that quiet force behind a campus that keeps everything organized and running. She is one of our OGs. She was the second employee hired at Northwest. I was first. But I got the joy of bringing Lillian on when we were still in dirt and construction hats and work boots, and she did everything. So she organized everything. She ordered everything on campus, worked with all the teachers, ordered all their supplies. So what you're seeing as we build those campuses out, Lillian's had that experience and has seen that job change over the last nine years, almost 9 years that she's been with Northwest. But she has been that solid background in changes with the school as it changed, as well as her position changed. So she has been a gift to us, and I am happy to recognize her as employee of the month. So this is Lily.
Thank you.
Everyone.
So take pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So it's even.
Right there. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I see you.
All right.
I am a bad driver.
Thanks. Next item on the agenda, District Information Technology Update. And Mr. Daniel Hester, our Director of Information Technology.
Chairman Ramirez, Dr. Spurgeon, government members. All right, so back again to give you a little update on what we got going on in the IT department. You see that our team is largely the same as last year when we talked to you. However, unfortunately, we did have one team member resign, so we're in the process of filling that position as we speak at Northeast Campus. So trying to think of, what might be interesting to show you guys tonight. So I thought I would kind of give you what the digital life of a West-MEC student looks like. A little bit of where we came from to where we are today. And a lot of the automation and systems we've been able to put in place. So I started at West-MEC in 2015. And when I started here, we were using Schoolmaster as our student information system.
And we'd have registration days. And it was all hands on deck. I think everyone from every department participated in this. There's lots of paper involved, lots of spreadsheets, many man hours happening. There's a lot of people working together to get the students in their seats. On the IT side, at that time, we had very few devices, so we were just using shared accounts to access everything, and the students didn't even have email addresses at that time. So if we look at from 2016 through 2020, we're still using Schoolmaster. And obviously we have great staff here that improved on the processes every year and gained more efficiencies on how we were registering all the students. But largely everything else stayed the same. On the IT side, there started to become needs for student emails and accounts, whether it's for like things like externships or part of their CTSO organizations. They were needing to have emails, a way to correspond and things like that. So we started implementing those things, and originally there was a single person managing all the network accounts and a single IT staff managing all the email accounts. So you know, two separate people, no source of truth, separate passwords for everything. Then the big change came when we got Focus. So with Focus, we're able to implement a completely online application process. We're able to have staff dedicated just to, you know, those processes. And we're able to automate and simplify tasks. And now we have people working in systems that work together. On the IT side, now we have Focus as the source of truth. So we're able to build automations off of that and do things like single sign-on and user provisioning. So to kind of walk you through what that looks like, a student would apply for one of our programs, and that's the first time their information gets entered into Focus. And from there, there's this Herculean effort between student services, student information systems, the campuses, the member district counselors. That's all to allocate the students into their seats. As Marilyn would say, the right student in the right program. And then from here, once the student status is changed to enrolled in Focus, that's when all the magic starts happening. We're able to create them a network and directory account. They get an account created in Canvas, which is used to deliver the curriculum. They get a Linkit account, which is used to deliver district assessments. And our aviation program is even doing all of their final exams through Linkit. And their Go Tracker account. So, you know, that's the access to all their work-based learning resources and being able to record all of that very useful data. So really what that means is just when they get enrolled from day one, they're ready for success as far as the IT systems go.
So the process is automated, automatically happens as soon as they're pushed.
Yeah.
Single sign on.
Yeah, so and I'll expand here. So from the network account.
I apologize. Terrible.
From our network and directory account, that's when we create Google accounts, access to their program resources, so like the vet program software or the aviation manuals, single sign-on, as you mentioned, Mr. Molina, so that I was trying to show with the red arrows, they're single sign-on. They're able to use that one account to sign into all the stuff we talked about before. So their network account, Canvas, Linkit, Go Tracker, Focus, they can use one account to sign into all of those resources. They get access to their Microsoft Office tools, and then the web filtering and access restrictions are put in place automatically right when their account is created. And the Google account is giving them access to their Chromebook, access to their emails for the externships, Google Drive for their collaboration and working with career services to make resumes, things like that. So, and then we have some things that go the other way too. So when their Google account is created, we automatically put that email address back into Focus so that now we have their personal email and their West-MEC email stored in Focus. And then there's also a connection between Canvas and Focus to automatically put their grades back into Focus. So, you know, that saves a big step that the teachers used to have to do manually. That helps them out a lot. So, you know, a year or 2 years pass and the student's now a completer of our program. And largely the opposite happens, that it's still driven by Focus. So when a student status is changed to complete, or even if they withdraw from one of our programs, that kicks off the reverse set of automations where we're archiving all of those accounts or shutting off access to them. The reason we would do that is to protect our systems and our data, and also to be responsible with licensing, because certain systems have a restriction on licenses. So being able to automate this means we have an accurate count at all times. Yeah, same thing here, just reiterating that all those automatic connections are broken the other way. And so, it just makes that the life of a student account is pretty much automatic from the IT standpoint now. So, where my guys can focus on other things rather than managing passwords in Google.
Sometimes the board members.
Yeah. So up next, we're just going to continue to find opportunities to implement automation and gain efficiency that way. And then we're working with HR. We want to see if we can adopt their system as the source of truth for all staff accounts. So right now it's a manual process. When someone gets hired, they put in a request that starts off that process. Where we'd like to get to is when they enter a staff in the front line, that kicks off the process. And likewise, when someone gets terminated, that would immediately end all of their access. So that's where we're hoping to get to in the near future, and we'll continue to work with HR on that.
It just makes it easier for you to pull that data.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah, and to assure that access is disabled when it should be, rather than having to wait. Right now, when someone leaves, HR would put in a request, someone's terminated, and we need to disable their access. And then we start going through the process, but there could be some disconnect there on when we actually get that request. If we could get where we want, when HR marks someone as terminated in their frontline system, that would automatically kick off the process of disabling that access for whoever that would be.
Automate that process from the HR side. Almost. Yeah, okay.
Questions?
On the students' Gmail accounts, or their Gmail accounts, right?
Yes, sir.
Those are automatically terminated once they graduate, or
Right.
are they given a couple of weeks or anything like?
Well, so we disable access and they're put into an archive status. Some of the things some of the data we have to save a little bit longer depending on the data retention laws. But otherwise, generally, we'll keep it in the archive for about 2 years. So we've seen instances where former students will get a hold of us and say, hey, I wanted to grab something out of my Google Drive or an email that I had. And so we're able to work with them to get back into that account.
Is there a way to link that to their personal account? So that it's gone? You share
Yes, sir.
that to their personal account, then it's.
Yeah, and that's something we've been trying to encourage our completers to do those last couple weeks of school is to use, it's called Google Takeout. Where you could just download all of their data and put it in their own account, but you know, they don't always do that or always think to grab whatever.
Because imagine do we have like a storage limit
We do.
with Google, and then if we want to increase, we have to pay, imagine we have to pay for it.
Right, yeah. Yeah, it's, so far we're doing good. We're not even close to our limit.
Okay. Cool. All right, thank you. Next item, strategic partnership updates. Ms. Megan Mills, Assistant Superintendent of Strategic Partnerships.
Good evening, Chairman
Maria.
Ramirez, acting board members, Superintendent Dr. Spurgeon, and our West-MEC community. This marks 7 months for me, having the pleasure to work here at West-MEC. When I first started, there were about 7 different goals that I was asked by Dr. Spurgeon to accomplish on behalf of West-MEC. One of those really took a look at what is our business relationships like? How can we improve those? What's working well? And what could we do better moving forward in the future? We know that at West-MEC, we're an educational institution, but our model is really different. We rely on our business partners to make sure that what our students are learning in the classroom is relevant to what the industry needs, so that when they do complete, they are in fact workforce ready. So having a deeper dive into what partnerships mean for West-MEC is where I started on accomplishing one of the many goals that Dr. Spurgeon asked me to convene. One way that we track our business partnerships is through something called Go Tracker. And there are thousands of companies that are listed as partners with West-MEC, whether this was 20 years ago, 5 years ago, or yesterday. But what I asked our team to do was take a look at Go Tracker, identify who's an active partner, somebody who's been in our classroom, somebody who participates in our advisory committees, and is developing relationships with our students and our schools. So once we did that, we learned there were 389 active business partners in our schools last school year. 389. Then we started to look at what sorts of activities are they engaging with our instructors and our students on. And then we began to reflect, which ways do we think they should be partnering with our schools and with our students? The reason for this is what I stated in the beginning. We're educators, and while our instructors come from industry and they bring knowledge with them that is relevant to our students, we still need to have our business partners' voices at the table as we're preparing our youth to enter into the workforce pipeline. So luckily, with the help of our career coaches, they identified those partners who are most actively involved. And so some of the information that I'm going to go over with you reflects how our business partners are currently working with us at our schools, with our students, and in which ways we are going to be asking them to move their relationship forward with us and level up their partnership with us. And so to do that, the executive cabinet took a look at the various ways that the business partners were already engaged in our classrooms. Those are the items you see listed under Make Your Impact. Then we asked our business partners, why? Why do you partner with us? And you wouldn't be surprised to learn that they want to hire our students. Yeah. And so we know that for our students to be workforce ready, it's not just a matter of them getting the technical skill set. It's also that professional skill set we need them to gather. We need them to be workforce ready, which means they understand the industry that they're going into. They understand the culture, the expectations, the verbiage. We need them to be immersed in that so that when they leave and they enter the workforce, they're successful from day one. And without that engagement with our business partners, they're not going to be fully prepared. And to be honest, that's not fair to the student. It's not fair to train them to work on the widget and then have them go cold into the workplace and not really know what they're in for. So we began to really unpack what it means to be a good partner. And what we realize is partnership is a two-way relationship. It doesn't mean as a school district that we get to say, just keep giving us more time, talent, and treasure, and just shaking their hand and saying thank you. We know that what they want in return is the ability to hire our students. They consider that a great return on investment. So we began to look at ways that we already or could continue to give them a return on investment for their time and their talent of doing the different impact items listed on the left. And what we've come up with is a strategy for having our partners really understand if they're going to be a strategic partner to West-MEC and hire our students, how can we do that together for the success of our students and their organization? And what we realized is there's 6 different ways that our business partners need to engage with us. First and foremost, we need their voices 3 times a year. We need them to shape our curriculum. We need to know that the tools that we're teaching our students on are relevant. If not, they've got to tell us. If something new comes on in the industry, we need them to say, hey, this is not a trend. This is here to stay. You need to incorporate this in your curriculum. Otherwise, your students aren't going to be ready when they leave here. And so having the businesses participate with us in a 1-hour advisory council meeting 3 times a year is huge to our success. We also know that getting our students into the workplace to actually see it, to walk around, look what it looks like to work here is valuable. So we're asking our businesses to offer more workplace tours. That could be 1 to 2 hours tops. Those are 2 of kind of the ongoing activities, as well as the unhighlighted item on the left, guest speaking. We're always looking for those guest speakers to come in and talk to our students about their personal experience and advice that they would give for our youth to follow. So what you're seeing here on this chart is every way that our businesses can partner with us. The items that are highlighted with the West-MEC arrow are the ways we want people to strategically partner with us. So in addition to those 2 items I mentioned, we also want them in the months of August through October to partner with our schools on judging competitions. It's one thing for our amazing instructional staff to grade students' competitions, but it's another to get those industry eyes and that feedback from our partners on what our students are doing. That's critical. Then later in February and May, our students need business partners to step forward and give them a mock interview. They need to know what questions they'll be asked when they're applying for a job. And while we have tools like ChatGPT or AI that can assist us with that, we know that that face-to-face interaction with a real person is going to make a big difference. So we know that mock interviews are another way that our business partners could really engage and make an impact on our students. We also know the value of student internships. Our students need paid or unpaid opportunities to put their skills to work. So during the summer, this really presents a great opportunity for our business community to hire our students and let them experience what it's like to be in the workplace. Let's create a safe place for our students to be successful. And if there's ways that they can improve as an intern, that's a great opportunity to get that real life feedback so that when they are completing, they're ready to rock and roll. And then let's not forget about our instructors. The state of Arizona requires that our instructors over a 5-year time period complete 40 hours of instruction, that they receive information about what it's like to work in the industry, that they have an update on the latest and greatest tools and technology within an industry. And so oftentimes our instructors are seeking business partnerships to fulfill those requirements. And that could be really taxing for an instructor to find those partnerships as they're working on developing relationships on behalf of the students throughout the year. And so we want to be able to tell our business partners, hey, in the summer, not only should you consider a student internship, but we'd really love for you to also extend that to our instructors, provide them with an instructor externship. But no matter how they want to get involved, this chart gives them an idea of whether they have a cycle of the year that's designated at the top there, or a certain amount of time that they can give. This is the way we're asking them to be that strategic partner. And in return for that, we're gonna give them fast track access to hiring our students. This means they're gonna get resumes of our students first. Surprise, we're developing an alumni association and we have great resumes of students who recently graduated who would love to get involved with these businesses and could be another potential hire for these businesses too. We can also cultivate candidates' resumes for businesses. Honeywell recently told us, hey, I'm looking to bring on 20 different interns to Honeywell. They said, West-MEC, we'd love for you to select 5. So we're gonna pick, based on instructor feedback, which student would be most appropriate for that internship. But after talking to our business partners, they said, you know what's really not fair is when I, as a strategic partner, make the time and the effort and the energy to do the things that are listed there with the check marks and have that relationship with the student and the schools. And then somebody else comes along and says, it's May, I have some workforce needs. West-MEC, can you send me some resumes? So what's happening is some businesses are fully engaged and other businesses know that we're a great workforce pipeline. And they're asking us to send them kids and send them resumes. But where were they all school year? Is that really setting up our kids for success? To send them to a cold call, to a cold interview? Or like our business partners are saying, should it be the responsibility of the business to contribute to their success by being engaged throughout the year? Is that the best approach? And so after taking all of that into consideration, we did decide as an executive cabinet under Dr. Spurgeon's leadership that yes, in fact, if businesses want access to our students, we're gonna ask them to be our strategic partner. We're gonna ask them to step into the opportunity to see and engage with our students more frequently, more regularly. And in return, they will have access to our students. But we know not every business can do all of these items, right? We know it's not possible for every single business to do everything. But we hope having the conversation and really telling them, these are the things we need you to do. These are the things that make an impact in our students' lives. Please consider doing more. Our students need you now more than ever. And yes, you'll get to hire our kids in the end. Even if they can't do all of the things, we still invite them to participate with our schools. There's value in all the time they give. And there will still be other return on investment benefits that are in white that they would receive. But to receive the benefit, that return on investment of having that first access to our students, to being able to hire them right away, to maybe even select them on the spot during those mock interviews, they have to make that commitment back to us first.
How are you reaching? I've gone to a number of advisory committees and some of the programs have a lot of participation from the outside and some hardly have any.
Yes.
So in all fairness to the companies, you almost have to reach out to all of them and say, hey, this is how we're gonna run our programs. You gotta participate in order to receive.
Yes.
I don't know how you reach them all.
Question, but it's a perfect segue. I appreciate that so much, Ms. Whiteley. So we have been introducing this framework with respect to our governing board before making this ask of our businesses. We just wanted to make sure we had an opportunity tonight to share this framework with you out of respect for your goals. But we have introduced this to 54 partners at a recent business split set by colleague Ryan French and our business operations team co-hosted with me. 54 business partners listened to us about what it means to be a partner, what I just outlined, and also how to become a vendor with our district. We buy a lot of things, we procure a lot of services. And so we had 54 businesses in attendance, and we had 2 tables where they can learn about partnering and about becoming a vendor. And our team was overwhelmed because they really bought into this idea of becoming a strategic partner. Dr. Spurgeon also hosted recently the Superintendent Advisory Council. We had 45 partners there. That was our first public knowledge of this great work that we're doing. And then recently, all 500 of our advisory council members, whether that was members who were active last year or new to advisory councils this year, also received this framework for the first time. So we do have plans to move this forward. That also includes giving our staff professional development. We know this could be a great tool for our career services coaches. This is an awesome tool for our campus administrators. This is a great way for our instructors to know exactly what to ask. And so there will be some professional development that occurs so that our team gets familiar with what the ask is and how it ties to a bigger picture of our students' success. In addition to that, our team has been busy writing playbooks. We want to tell people what the West-MEC way is. One of the things that Dr. Spurgeon goes over in the tours of all of the different entities that come to our schools is how we do what we do. And they're always wondering, how did you get these partners in the first place? Where do I start? Once I have them, where do we go from here? And so we're folding this framework into that partnership playbook so that both district people and business partners have a clear understanding of this is what it means to partner with West-MEC. And so that will be incorporated into those partnership playbooks. And what that will lead to is a leveling up conversation where we can take someone and show them appreciation and enthusiasm for the way they're already partnering, but then we can identify ways that maybe they could further contribute. But oftentimes I know that businesses don't know what you want unless you ask them specifically for something. So this becomes a guide to that conversation where it gives people a chance to start for the first time partnering with us or to level up their partnership and become that strategic partner. The other thing that I failed to mention that's on this ask is related to a second goal that I was given 7 months ago, which was look to expand the donor base of the West-MEC Alliance. If you're unfamiliar with the Alliance, it's our 501c3 nonprofit that was established to really help augment some funding that's needed to help our students be successful. And so every year, a group of industry professionals fundraise for this 501c3. And the money that's raised goes to support our students in a variety of ways, from testing fees to registration fees, all kinds of things that maybe our students have a financial barrier to pay themselves are ways that the Alliance generously gives to our students so that the financial barrier isn't a part of why they're not a success. And so one of the goals from this is asking our partners not only to contribute their time and talent, but also their treasure. We need our students to finish by completing and having that industry credential. Sometimes that fee is too much. And so this is a great way for our businesses to further give back by contributing monetarily to the Alliance. So to make this all happen, I wanted to put on the screen, I won't read it, but there's been a lot of people behind the scenes. I stood up here and said it was my goal, but while I'm responsible for ensuring that this happens, there's a whole team of people who are behind the scenes working to make sure that the communication, the thinking, the logic, the outreach all happen. So I just wanted to take a moment and thank them by adding their name to this presentation. And so what's really interesting is the way the world works sometimes. And so as we were preparing for this meeting tonight, it was an amazing coincidence that ESS, who is Rommel Construction and Aiken Gardner Construction, reached out to us because they heard that West-MEC is fueling the workforce pipeline. And they wanted to know how they could get involved and how they can partner with us. And so they've really come at a great time for our students and for this goal. And so I wanted to invite them up to the podium to share with you an exciting thing tonight about how they're committing to West-MEC. And so we have two members of the Alliance, Kathy Mayes, who serves as our HR director, but she's also the Alliance treasurer. And we have Tyler Shoup with McCarthy Building Teams. He's the president of the Alliance. And then to speak on behalf of ESS, we have Tim Paulson. He's the CEO of ESS and the company, and the president of the ESS Foundation.
Thank you, Dr. Spurgeon, governing board members. Megan, wow, knocked out of the park. You were incredible. It's an honor today to present to you on behalf of the president of our foundation and to partner with you. Little bit about history about our foundation. We were founded 9 years ago. The day I got promoted to our board of directors, I was the young one in the room, and several of our board members looked at me and said, "What are we going to do about our workforce challenges coming up for the next several decades in the construction world?" And I said, "Well, I know one thing. I'm tired of talking about it. It's time to put our money where our mouth is." And they asked if I had any ideas, and this is one that I had, is let's establish a foundation to raise funds each year, to contribute those funds, and I'll share how we do that in a minute. But raising the funds is an important part of our foundation. We have a couple of events a year, a big golf outing, and we partner with some of our industry subcontractors and agencies that have fundraising as well. Probably the biggest thing I'm proud of after 8-9 years is I had the vision that someday I wanted to see our employees give to this foundation and then the company match. If you don't know, Rummel Construction, Aiken Garner Construction, both part of our construction family, are located here in the valley. Some of them are here today, so there they are. Partners and partnership with you. And that employee match is the last part of our fundraising. So the funds we raise each year, we give out. This past 12 months, we've given out 63 scholarships totaling just under $100,000. Each of these scholarships go to young men and women coming into the trades, from mechanics and welding up to civil engineering and accounting. Anything and everything we need to make our industry great and attracting. Our mission for our ESS Foundation is attract and invest in the next generation of workforce. And we've been doing that now successfully for 8 years, and it's great to partner a little bit with you all. Some stories. This year, out of one of those scholarships, a young lady who was going into a welding program wrote in after she received one of these scholarships saying, "I wouldn't have been able to go. My family's too poor. I could not meet the cost of the program. So I had to get a job and save for a year. Because of this scholarship, I'm going off to school this fall, and our industry will have a welder 1 year earlier on our job sites, McCarthy's job sites, or somewhere across this great nation." Of the 63 scholarships, somewhere in the valley, all the way out to South Carolina. It covers the nation. When we have extra funds available, we do block grants. And just this past week, we committed to Junior Achievement of St. Louis. Junior Achievement is a program that gives resources to middle school and high school teachers to train them, to give them resources to train and teach their kids where are the jobs needed when they graduate. And of course, construction, the trades, and everything around it, there's a huge, huge need. And wow, West-MEC, so impressed with what you guys have going on with the governing, the superintendent. Wow, great job on passing the tax. You guys are giving to the next generation. The voters of Maricopa are giving, and so are we. So today we're honored to invest another block grant into this great program. And not only just funds, but the hard work and the participation of Rummel and Aiken Garner. We have 1,000 employees in the valley, and we're looking to add more and hire more. So we're just happy today to be a part of this.
I'd like to invite a couple of people up, please. Vanessa, who is the Executive Vice President of Rummel Construction. Dan is the President of Aiken Garner. And Tiffany, who is a recruiter of Rummel. Okay. If you'd like to take forward and let us know what's happening today.
I'm not a big talker, but what I will say is that Rummel's been a big part of West-MEC for several years now. We're a great partner. I think what Megan and her team have presented and they're rolling out is exceptional. holding everyone accountable. That is gonna change the outcome for all of these students. And the ability for us to present a donation not only helps the students, but the families. And we do understand there are a lot of barriers and we want nothing but success for these kids. So we're really excited to be a part of that and to level up with the program. I mean, Tiffany's here all the time. She comes to all the advisory committees. We partner with with the welding, construction technology and the heavy diesel. And we're hoping to just expand our footprint and be a bigger part of what you guys are doing. So thank you for having us.
And I'll just say these funds that, of those three programs that Vanessa just mentioned, it's for student registration to help with those costs so that nobody is left out of the program. The student certification portion, again, the cost related to that. The teachers, they've got to do externships, right? They gotta stay active. So we'll cover costs there. And any remaining funds for student transportation involved with those three programs to help our industry out. So, thank you.
Donation to support our students in the amount of $25,000.
Absolutely, they know the drill. They know the drill.
Squeeze on in. We gotta get between the flags. We lower it just a little bit. Kind of lower it this way.
Okay, see everyone's faces here, 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Was so put that 25 grand in a hurry, we'll be looking for another one.
It does go, doesn't it?
Oh, it's a good one.
Thank you.
It's something, so. Thank you so much. Yes. You don't have to get up. So just to close, we are going to be updating our website and creating a friendly URL in partnership with our communications team, so that businesses can learn about these different opportunities and our staff can find the resource online when they're going out. We're also going to be printing that sheet in hard form so that our staff has it readily available. And then we have this QR code so that when businesses hear about the opportunity to partner with us, whether they're an existing company that already has a relationship with us or a new one, they can click this QR code and tell us exactly how they want to be involved with us moving forward. So if there's any questions, I'll take those now.
Can you give me a list of the advisory board schedule for the next year?
I would like that as well.
Yes, I did the whole board.
Keep in mind, this is a living, breathing process, so it's always
Right.
evolving into
Oh, that's
what's,
great.
because it has to stay relevant. So we have to stay relevant with the business industry. We can do that now with this process. But again, if you come with nothing in your hands to ask people, they won't do anything. So it's good for us to be able to have some choices.
This is fantastic. Wow.
And it's nice to have businesses, just work with our students and stuff like that, because you get what you pay for. If they're not invested in our students,
It was one of the greatest hurdles and obstacles that many CT programs face in this country is business and industry still don't believe that high school students are as qualified with their skill sets, expertise, and experience as maybe an adult learner. But if you get involved, you're in classrooms, you see the students, see their skill sets, it changes the whole paradigm. Yeah, West-MEC's been able to overcome that hurdle in many areas.
Many years, the philosophy of education was a different direction. And now it's swinging.
Swing it back. Sure is.
Ms. Mills, what percentage of our business partners would you say have an apprenticeship program? Cause I know oftentimes that can be like a hard stop. A lot of our high school students get out and and experience is often required. And if they don't have it, I mean, they really struggle going from our programs into the workforce.
I wouldn't be able to give you the number off the top of my head, but I could research that, but you're right, there are some challenges because of age sometimes with our medical assisting programs.
Yeah.
Various things that they're required to do with HIPAA. And age.
Another thought I had is, I know bigger companies, have the resources to create those programs and have staff available for that. But what about, like smaller companies from, you know, anything under 50 employees or something like that? Could we maybe create like an apprenticeship module? You know, just like basics that we can hand over to them. It's like, hey, you may not have the time or the resources, but here's a program already built out for you. This is what you can implement in your business to help give work experience to one of our students.
Well, we have thought about the size of different firms and how these asks could impact them. And one of the things we realize is that a small business may be able to commit one opportunity for a student internship, whereas a larger firm may be able to offer multiple. At the same time, some of the bigger businesses are being asked by multiple districts. So there's competition to get student internships, time for mock interviews, time for advisory councils. So it is, as Dr. Spurgeon said, fluid, but at least this is a starting point. And I think we're open to any sort of partnership that the businesses want with us. And that as these challenges come up, we'll think creatively together with that business partner about how to make the relationship beneficial for both.
Yeah, I just know from experience, when I did my internships in engineering, it was easy to transition from those to full-time employment. So that helped a lot.
Yes, so not enough, I'll be honest, because that wouldn't be one of the highlighted blocks if we had plentiful amount of internship opportunities for our students. We definitely need more.
Thanks. Next item on the agenda, motion to approve consent agenda items F1 through F9. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'd like to pull F4.
We have to motion second and then we can test it.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Okay, then Ms. Bosom,
To pull F4.
F4, okay, anything else? Okay. Step overnight out of state travel, okay? Now we can call a question to approve the consent agenda without item 4. Do I have a second on the amended motion?
I'll second.
Okay, Linda. Okay. All right, call the question. Passes. Move on to discussion of section of item 4, the overnight and out-of-state travel.
Just have a quick question. For the National Career Pathway Network Conference, so we have 4 presenters going to this conference. Did they contact us or how did that come about?
It's here for that.
The answer to that question.
Good evening. So this national conference and Megan just stepped out to walk our guests out, but the career services team works underneath her. But this is a conference that so I believe your question was, did they reach out to us or did we? So we submitted, my understanding is we submitted a presentation for this conference to highlight. This is a conference that all career services, career support from across the country come together for a conference once a year. And so this is a conference that our team has gone to in the past. This year, based on the good work that they're doing, they submitted a presentation to showcase the things that West-MEC is doing. But of course, they'll be going to the conference to learn best practices from those all across the country on secondary and post-secondary that work in the career development.
It's hard to find a good conference for career services. They can go to different conferences, but when they were under student services, we were always looking, we would try to something, and if it didn't work out for us, we would keep looking. And this has been the conference that the career coaches have found that most meet their needs, because there isn't a lot of people that are doing what we're doing and what we're making a difference in.
So we're kind of reaching out to them.
Well, we're reaching out to say we'd like to present our best practices, but they're also gleaning all that good information from that conference as well. But it's taken a while to find this, and the nation is just getting their feet under themselves with this whole idea of career, and we're leading the pack.
Hey, Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Mr.
Yep.
Chuck.
I think we've discussed out-of-state travel before, and I think one of the things we agreed to was the staff after these conferences would send the board a brief overview of the benefits, and I think that would really help alleviate some of these concerns.
They can probably give you a good synopsis of their presentation,
Yeah.
as well as other best practices that they learned. We can talk
Yeah.
with Justin.
In the past, we've said that, hey, when we send somebody, they'll just send the board a one paragraph update of, hey, this is what I learned, this is what I brought back, and this is the value to West-MEC. And I think that would help really alleviate all these questions from board members. And with that, I would call for the question.
Yeah, any more discussion, any more questions, comments?
Having participated in many conferences, and typically the conference holder will elicit from participants to present a paper or a discussion item or what have you. And they'll have a selection of 15, 20, 30 different topics that their executive board says, okay, sounds like a really good one based on this presentation. So let's pick this one. Let's pick West-MEC's presentation, because they're at the pointy end of the spear, so to speak, on CTE programs. So I think that's how we're getting the national recognitions from, and why people from around the country are coming here to see what we're doing, because they're hearing about it through these kinds of events. And I think it creates a lot of goodwill.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think it does. But I agree. We need to have a something that tells us, here's what happened, here's, what we learned. And oh, by the way, here was the presentation that we gave,
Yeah.
and we may not have time to see the entire, but just a synopsis.
And
Yeah.
as you well know, each conference has a specific set of criteria and topics that they want covered during that conference. But it's not just the 40,000 views. Sometimes they get down to into the weeds. It may just not be a conference about automotive. They might say, we want a presentation on, aligning wheel alignment or brakes or stuff like that. And that's when West-MEC comes into play, because there's specific areas that folks want to see, how are you getting it done? For sure.
Mr. Chair, I like this like that also, for a school like ours to really look at what's out there, because all these industries that are coming are not Arizona-born industries. They're from the rest of the country and the world. Having that collaboration with on a national level helps us to really get that context of who's doing what out there, what's new, which companies are servicing in case they end up here. Best practices, which gives us the ability to stay at the tip of the spear.
Yeah.
Well, and that'll also help foster the business partnerships, because they also attend these conferences.
Yes, sure. Very true.
We have a motion made a second.
Yes. Second. Okay. Other question? We have to be over the fourth item, right, to get the prompt? We have to highlight that. Okay. Great, motion passes. All right, next item on the agenda is what in section G, future agenda items? Request for future agenda items. Do I have any requests from the governing board?
I would like an update on AI.
Update on the AI part? Any others?
Sure, I'd like to get see if we can get an update on how we are with our student count. So we're gonna be half the school year coming up in December. So maybe just something to really touch on. You know, what our status is of the school and how are we doing?
Student count.
Yeah, student count, yeah. Which programs are, how they're doing.
As I recall from last year, ADM follows later.
All right. Nothing else? Gonna get a motion to adjourn the meeting.
A motion to adjourn the meeting.
All right, second.
Wow, that was.
We're fast on the gun there.
Yeah.
Should put some money. This maze. I'm trying to.